Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking this video and tuning in. For today I have a tutorial that I never thought I would do, not in a million years, and it's about how to look good for a video call. As you all are aware, we are in the midst of a worldwide pandemic, the coronavirus or the SARS-CoV-19, however you want to call it, and we are all staying at home. I hope that most of you are staying home, keeping your social distancing to help fight this thing. So yeah, Zoom meetings are a new reality for us. Unfortunately, some of us have already lost their jobs and soon might be looking for a new one. So if you are looking for a new job and you want to look good for your interview, or you still have your job and you are doing all these Zoom meetings and you want to look at your best, this is a video for you. In this tutorial, I'll be going over several bullet points on how to look more presentable when in front of the camera. And it is basically for those of you who are not accustomed to wear any makeup. So most of the products that I will be featuring here are very user-friendly. Most of them are affordable and, get the job done quick and easy. As always, I recommend starting with a clean, fresh face. I actually just got out of the shower. Moisturize your face. Use whatever moisturizer you have at home and works for you. And for foundation, I love using the MAC Face and Body. I'm using the color N2. And I love this foundation because it is very lightweight and easy to apply. You don't need any brushes. You can basically just drop a little bit on your hand and massage it into your skin. And the thing is that even though it's light to medium coverage, if you want to get a little bit more coverage, it won't go to full coverage foundation. But if you want a little bit more coverage in certain areas of your face, you can just rub it more into your skin. And the more you rub this foundation and the more you massage it into your skin, the more coverage it will give you. I really enjoy this makeup. I use it a lot on clients as well because it photographs really, really nice. And again, easy to apply if you're not very familiar with foundations and you don't have any brushes. This is the one for you. It's easy, it's quick and fast. It feels like a moisturizer. It doesn't feel cakey or heavy on your skin. It's really light. And yeah, it's just good. Now about those bullet points that I mentioned earlier. The first is that it is very important to realize that the screen and the camera, all this setup for video calls and whatnot, basically it makes us a little flat and it fails to maintain our real depth, but we can help it out with a little makeup. To help with that, we just need some color placement, some layering of colors to accentuate our features and just to bring back that three-dimensional effect. Now, it might sound a little complicated, but believe me, it's not. You'll get the hang of it in just one moment. If you have a bronzer, that's great. If you don't have a bronzer, you can just use maybe an eyeshadow that is warm tone, light brown, that is maybe just a little bit darker than your skin tone. Let me show you some examples. I have some optional eyeshadows that can substitute for bronzer. The first one is from the Naked One eye palette from Urban Decay. And basically that could be a good option if you're very fair. I also have the Lorac Pro Palette number 2 with the color LT Brown that I can use it on myself basically. This is a color that really suits me. And the last one is from, where is it? These Ben Nye eyeshadows that if you are more on the darker spectrum of skin tone, this maybe would work for you. Just be gentle with it. So you don't have to use a bronzer, but if you do, it's best. I will use my Smashbox palette right here that has some bronzers and some highlighters. I'll be using, I think, this shade right here. And all you need is a fluffy brush, a big one, tap off the excess, and there are 3 main areas that needs bronzing in general terms. The first one is your forehead. The second one is under your cheekbone, and you can just connect these 2 areas together. You just draw a diagonal line like that. You see the difference? And on your jawline. Some of you might have seen the very traditional 3 on one side and E on the other. I might be doing it the wrong way. But this is the very basic and very general way to bronze your face. I mean, if you want to go more specific, every face has its own curves, its own structure, and we don't need to get into that right now. This is really for basic knowledge. If you don't wear makeup usually and you don't want to, you know, put a lot of effort, time, and thought into it, this is the way to go. Just put a 3 on one side, an E on the other side, and you'll be ready to go. The next thing you're gonna need is blush. And I have here the Age 10 palette by BH Cosmetics. It's really old, and as you can see, I really love this pan right here. You can use the same fluffy brush that you used before and just swipe it along your cheekbones and into your bronzer, kind of, if you see what I'm doing here. So that was the first bullet point, and the second is about the features of your face that are most, that would pop up most in a video call when you're not personally standing in front of someone else. Those are your eyes and your lips. And how do we make them look even better? 3 elements: eyebrows, lashes, and lipstick. Now you don't have to go and order online on Sephora or something like that, high-end products. Not at all. I'll show you how to do it really quickly with things you probably have at home, and if not, just order them online from Amazon, you'll be fine. So let's go from top to bottom, our eyebrows. Now there are a lot of ways to go over your eyebrows and make them look better and more accentuated, but I'm keeping it simple for you guys. So if you don't have any specific eyebrow product at home, that's fine. Just use this time a cool tone brown or anywhere in the brown spectrum that would suit your eyebrows, and something that might even be a tad lighter than your eyebrows. I have something here from Ardell that is actually a brow defining kit. That's how they call it. And I actually use this color right here to accentuate my eyebrows sometimes. And I also have here the Revlon eyeshadow palette named Attitude. Sometimes I actually love using this color on blonde clients of mine. I think it works really well because it's more of a brown grayish tone. But for me, I'm using this Ardell color right here. And for this tutorial, I'm going to use this very, very simple eyebrow brush that has a spoolie on one side to brush and comb your hairs, and an angled pointy brush at the other end of it, if you can see that. I'll just comb my hairs, my eyebrows really, really fast, and then just take a little bit of the product and gently run it all over my eyebrows. Again, I'm not going too far with it because if I'm not wearing any makeup, I don't want all of a sudden to look clowny or just, I don't know, not proportional to what I look like in real life and how people know me on a day-to-day basis. And you can already see it makes a whole lot of difference. And you could just see how a little color goes a long way, defining your face, accentuate your natural features, and yeah, and it doesn't take much. That wasn't so bad, was it? Next is mascara, but it's kind of funny for me to use mascara without any eyeshadow. Of course, you don't have to use any eyeshadow if you don't want to, but I just want to show you some options, some easy options. I have here the Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Shadow Stick. It is really long wear. It's really, really good. It won't move the entire day. Super easy to apply. You don't even need a brush for it. So what you do is just run it across your lid. And by all means, if you do have a brush, go for it. If you don't, totally fine. Easy peasy. Just run it across your eyelids and be done with it. Of course, that if you have eyeshadows and you prefer using them, go ahead and do that. I'll just cover this cream shadow with these rose color from the Lorac Pro 2 palette, just to show you how it's done, though it's pretty straightforward. I'm just packing it on my lid. Of course, this is just to show you how to do it, but it's totally unnecessary. I mean, if you do apply that cream shadow, you don't need anything else. For those of you who are looking for a little bit more sophisticated look, you can always use some brown or a darker color or even your bronzer to just add a little definition to your outer crease and kind of define and sculpt your eye. Now again, this is totally optional. I think that this with mascara would look great on camera, but I'll show you another way. And I'm telling you from experience, after 2 days of doing this step, you won't go back. It's just impossible now to do your makeup without adding this step. So again, I'm just taking some of my bronzer and I'm lightly running it across my crease, just the outer part of it. Just circles at the end and a straight line towards the inner part of the eye. And as you can see, just gives more depth, kind of make things more, just better, I guess. And that's it. Already our eyes look more defined and alive and sculpted and three-dimensional. Now for mascara, again, no need to invest in anything super expensive. Just use whatever you have at home. This mascara is the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. Just go in there, apply your mascara, try to get as close to the root of your lashes, top and bottom. So we covered eyebrows, lashes, and now lips. Again, don't go overboard. Don't pull on a red lipstick if you're not wearing makeup on a daily basis. But I do recommend using a lip tint, something that is sheer, comfortable, and you don't have to worry about touch-ups during your meeting. I use this ColourPop Just a Tint in the color This Trend. I love this thing. It smells beautifully and it's really, really easy to apply. I just run it along my lips. Very user-friendly and very forgiving. If you want to, you can just tap it with your fingers. And that's it. The next step is totally optional, and that's concealer. I'm assuming that if you don't have a concealer, then either you don't have an under eye area problem or you don't care, and that's just fine. For those of you who do care or do have a problem in use concealer, this step is for you. I am using the MAC Studio Fix Conceal and Correct palette. This color right here that is a bit orange and will help me disguise the blue coloration that I have. The last bullet point that I want to discuss about is powder. And the reason is that it's not because I think that the way to go is matte, not at all. It's just that sometimes if you're not used to talking in front of the camera or the computer, or if you're interviewing for a new position, you might get a little nervous and then sweaty. So I would recommend using a powder like this. This is by MAC. It's called the Mineralize Skinfinish in Medium Plus. And I just go with the same brush that I used before, preferably just clean it on a cloth and go over just on the T-zone and underneath my eyes where I applied some concealer. So just, forehead a little bit, nose, and chin. That's it. And you're done, ready for the Zoom meeting. I hope this video was beneficial for those of you who have video conference calls on a daily basis. Please, if you liked me, if you liked this video, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.